prestigious team championships in the world of badminton. Oldest and most prestigious. The Thomas Cup for men, the Uber Cup for women. 28th staging. Oh, Susie Susanti, Olympic champion back in 1992 in Barcelona. How lovely to see her here. I haven't seen her before now. So Susie Susanti looking very serious as her Uber Cup team are in action. Let me bring you right up to date with what's happening in there.
Not anymore.
No, and Indonesia are leading Singapore 2-love at the moment. So, on our match, Thailand 2-1 up against Singapore. My goodness, the Singapore team officials are going to be busy. Teams on adjoining courts. And there you can see the situation so far. Heartache for Sansom Sak, having to withdraw from that second men's singles. But next on is the first men's doubles. It's Manipong Jongjit and Nipipong Puampuapet up against the scratch Singapore pair of Danny Bawa Krishnanta and Derek Wong. So here come the Thailand players, led out by Manipong Jongjit. And of course Derek Wong has already played earlier this morning. Led off Singapore with the first men's singles. Only the second time that Singapore has ever qualified for the Thomas Cup finals. The first time 28 years ago, and Singapore was led by a certain Wong Soon Kiat, who happens to be Derek Wong's father. What a wonderful story. So our court officials, the umpire here, under Sugarja of Indonesia.
Singapore, yes, and Thailand, you know.
So the toss of the coin.
That is
the Thailand pair, an established pair in world terms, formed their partnership. So only just over a year ago, formed their partnership at the 2013 All England Championships and reached the semi-final. That's not a bad way to start a partnership. There, Manipong Jongjit, 23 years of age, born in Phuket in Thailand. His partner, 22, although he's going to turn 23 later this month. So Manipong Jongjit and Nipipon Puampuapet have been as high as 11 in the world ranking, so just down 3 places from their best ever. 7 tournaments this year, 3 semi-finals, the German Grand Prix Gold, India Superseries and the Asian Championships as well. Just 1 title to their names, and that was the Canadian Grand Prix last year. Played against Thailand opponents, and the least we said about that, the better. It's all been well publicised what went on in that final. Resulted in suspension for 2 players. But this new partnership of Manipong Jongjit and Puampuapet, well, they've certainly got potential. I'm a huge fan of Manipong Jongjit. I think he's an excellent player. So there is Derek Wong, 25 years of age, born in Singapore. His partner, born in Indonesia 25 years ago as well. Krishnanta moved to Singapore in 2006, started representing the island state in 2008. And of course he normally plays with Chayut Chayatrat, who we saw in the second match of the day. And of course with Jayachat. They won the Malaysian Grand Prix Gold event earlier this year, having come through the qualifying event. So Derek Wong having to play his second match in this overall tie, having played singles. I have to be honest, Jim, I was a little disappointed with his singles performance today. I know Boonsak didn't really allow him to play well, but as we look at our court officials, I somehow felt a little disappointed by Derek Wong.
Yeah, you can say, but let's give credit to Boonsak because he really took Derek's game away. You know, Derek wants to control the matches, you know, front court and then attack, and he never got into that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he didn't look like he had the same spark in him as he had yesterday.
Yeah.
The same belief wasn't there, so
yeah.
And it was pretty early on in the match, so you could see
and
that.
on my left, Thailand, represented by Manipong Jongjit and Nipitpon Puang Puape. Singapore to serve, dan di bawah Krisnanta to Manipong Jongjit. Love all play.
So Singapore to get this first men's doubles played as the fourth match in the overall tie. I hope you're not confused by that. I hope I've explained that properly, because in each team the singles players have to be ranked in order. You can't suddenly throw your number 3 men's singles player in at number 1 and play your number 1 singles player at number 2. You've got to be playing to the order as ranked. And the point is with the doubles is that every permutation of players within the squad playing together is ranked. And because Derek Wong was playing men's singles, the first men's doubles had to be played fourth.
Yeah.
So I hope I've explained that. And
well, sounds explained well. Yeah, but you have to give a lot of doubles combination in to the BWF.
Server 2-0. Hold. 3-2.
now I'm not quite sure your theories and what you and Morton thought about Singapore splitting up their best pair. But just reiterate for us what your thought process was on that.
My thought process was that this the other a little tactical thing in it. I think their second doubles is their best doubles. So I thought they wanted their best doubles in the second. And that's what you can do when you put in the different combinations.
Yeah.
So I think that the Singapore pair of Charajat and he would beat this pair.
Yeah, but just to reiterate, given what I've just said, even if you believe that this Singapore pair, despite being ranked higher than the other Singapore pair,
3-4.
what our opinion of which is the better pair, you've got to go by the BWF ranking on the notional ranking of the two players playing together.
Yeah, but there must be something in there with Derek that they can do it.
Yes.
And therefore they've done it.
Derek Wong had a very good men's doubles partnership with Ashton Chen.
Yeah.
And Ashton Chen announced his retirement at the recent Singapore Superseries event, which I thought was a strange place to retire when you've got the Thomas Cup coming up the very next month.
6-3.
He's obviously got very good reasons for it.
Yeah. But this is you know, this is some of the tactics there is in the Thomas Cup. I remember in '96 when I played Thomas Cup in Hong Kong, Thomas Lund got injured, and I played the first doubles with Jon
Holst
Christensen, and we had Henrik Svare and Michael Søgaard in the second. So we could still put me and Jon Holst in the first one and have Henrik and Michael in the second. So that's and that turned out to be one of the reasons why we could go to the final.
Yeah.
Because me and Jon, to be fair, didn't win a match. We played number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the world ranking, and so.
No.
8-4.
We suspected when we looked at the team lineups that this was going to be a tricky one for Singapore. Thailand pair. As I was saying a little earlier, I'm a huge fan of Manipong Jonjit. I think he's got that wonderful feel for doubles, that innate ability just to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. He's been having that for a while, and
yeah, well, in junior badminton, he's world junior mixed doubles champion with Rajana.
oh, great.
Bandikul.
10-4.
Great courage. This, of course, but for Derek Wong, this is very difficult to be up against a guy like Jonjit. A real class doubles player who knows how to cover the third shot, and he's not used to it. He's not training it. It's very difficult.
11-4 the lead at the mid-game interval. Just 5 minutes.
Got 1, 20 seconds. Got 1, 20 seconds. Jongjit. Okay, Jongjit.
The Singapore pair still deep in
11-4,
conversation.
play.
Oh, that's nicely done from
Service
Krishnanta.
5-11.
Very fine mixed doubles player with Vanessa Neo. And Vanessa Neo and Derek Wong, I understand, are close personal friends off court.
5.
She's busy playing in the Uber Cup team at the moment.
That was a late challenge there.
Challenge.
I don't really know. I thought the rules were you had to challenge straight away.
It is the rule.
Yeah, and this challenge comes like 10, 11 seconds later on. I think that's it. Oh. Say something, Jill. Don't leave me hanging.
You've made a definitive. You think that's it?
Challenge not unsuccessful. Challenge 5.
I was out, of course. Yeah, another mistake by me. Man, that's my old rivals is gonna have a go at me when I come back.
No, they're not going to have a go at you because I'm taking you off tomorrow morning to the opticians.
Well, that's a good excuse, actually. Yeah. That's the problem. They're smart. They know Derek is not normal used to this, so they just use a soft smash on him, and he just puts power on it. And
oh gosh, it was wide by a whisker, wasn't it?
Oh, that's a good call by Landja.
Yeah.
I must say, you know, I've always, not when I played, but after becoming a coach and come to taking my hat off for the line judges, I must really say they're getting a lot of them right.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
7-14.
Yeah, I do remember you once or twice just questioning a line call.
You can see why. Or I can't see why, because I can't see apparently. So.
Well, we've been singing the praises of Manipong Jongjit, but we shouldn't forget his partner, Nipipon Puangpuapet. He's the worker on court. He's the steady influence in a way, isn't he? And allows his partner to use the extravagance of going forward and.
Yeah. And they have to settle in, and then we'll see. This is probably the pair that they're gonna use for the Olympics in Brazil. And you see the Singapore pair just have difficulty. They're up against a world-class pair who can pretty much play the style of. Whoa, fantastic, unbelievable.
Yeah.
It looks like, you know, he's not even hard for him. Wow.
Yeah, you have to say though, that final shot from Jongjit, why on earth didn't Derek Wong intercept? It's not that natural doubles player, is he? He really should have intercepted it.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks very spectacular for us to watch around the back, but a good doubles player, opponent, would have punished it.
Yeah. And that's why they're in trouble, you know.
Yeah.
It's many years ago that you could, as a men's singles player, go in and make a big difference in a men's double.
Well, hitting the shuttle onto his partner's racket.
Good shot.
9-19.
Game points have arrived.
20, game point 9. Second server, 10-20.
Delaying the inevitable, I suspect. Why weren't they doing this earlier?
It's important for them gaining a little bit of momentum before they head into the next game. I don't think they will get. Oh.
Yeah, well taken.
13-20.
And this is what I thought the Singapore pair would do from the start, that he would come forward and then let Derek work from the back. Nanta is more of a front court player than.
And reads what's happening much better.
So do that more and then let Derek do what he can. It's hit smashes.
Yeah, this is extraordinary. 5 straight points.
Oops.
5 game points saved. Well.
15-20.
Would you believe it? Surely not. We can't think the unthinkable, can we?
I'm not gonna say it. It always good. No.
Game.
21-15 in the end on the 7th game point opportunity.
21-15.
So 13 minutes for that opening game, and Thailand in the form of Manipong Jongjit and Nipipon Puangpuapet. Comfortable, 21-15. Singapore Uber Cup team on the adjoining courts. Ah, there's Vanessa Neo on the right as we look at them there. I think she's having a look across at her boyfriend to see how he's doing on court. That's allowed. There's no action on the Uber Cup court at the moment.
Well,
no, she won't be very happy with her boyfriend's performance so far. He lost the men's singles. Derek Wong is down in the men's doubles.
yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they can keep the momentum into the next game here, the Singapore pair.
He's a busy man.
Second game.
Derek
Love
Wong,
all play.
singles and doubles. It's just long. But already that desire to go forward from Chris Nanta is what you were expecting and what you advised. And I know it's the first rally of the second game, but they've got to stick to that plan.
That's what they have to stick to, yeah. Well, it's okay. You know, these chances he has, you know, he has to do this.
He has to try.
Yeah, if he doesn't, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
It's a better pair they're up against.
Yeah.
So that's the only chance they have. And rather do this and take the course into your own hands, or just stand back and lose.
Serve 1, 2.
Flick serve.
Well, you can also see the Thailand pair is just stepping up the pace a bit more already. Fantastic.
Yeah.
5-2.
Goodness me, look at the top spin.
Second serve.
Yeah.
3-5.
It's maybe an indication of just how confident and relaxed the Thailand player are.
I was just going to say that. But in this case, I don't think it's Sudkit confidence. I think they can turn this on
4-5.
quickly if they want. And that's, you know, as a coach now, Thailand sitting out there, they just want the point on the ball. They're not into anything else than a full throttle.
So much publicity around the world, Jim, about the Thailand women's singles squad, the youngsters. They've got no end of hugely talented youngsters, and nobody's really been talking about the men in the same way. Of course, there was that incident that we would have rather not had publicity about with the men, but I find it a bit of a shame that you've got players as talented as, well, we didn't really see the real talent of Somboonsak in the men's singles, but he's hugely talented. This man we're looking at right now,
very talented.
Very talented, and it's a shame that in a way that they're not commanding as much attention to as the women in the squad.
That's how it is, because the women are just doing it better.
Yeah.
The men are very high level, but the women are even higher level. That's common, you know. I think Lindan gets a bit more attention than the women's singles players in China, you know. That's just how it is. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Well, no, you see, you've missed my point completely.
No?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree with you here.
Good. I love when you do that.
Because the fact is, Liu Shuirui is Olympic champion, same as Lindan, and you say, of course, he gets more publicity. Why? Because he's male. What I'm saying...
How many world championships has Lindan won?
He's won 5. He's a lot older than her. Hang on, wait a minute, let me finish.
Okay.
The point is that the Thailand women's singles, yes, they have a world champion. Yes, they deserve all the publicity that they're getting. What I'm talking about is that I think the men deserve some attention as well.
Yeah. No, I was... yeah.
Well, mid-game interval, we're getting carried away with ourselves
that's
there.
good.
Pay attention. Only 20 minutes to be mid-game interval. No, but
it wasn't actually a female-male thing. I just said that the women right now in Thailand are just doing better than the men.
They are,
and therefore they are getting the attention.
Yeah,
and Lindan has been doing better
no,
over the last
he hasn't, because
10 years.
he's only played 3 tournaments in the last year. So in reality, the women ought to be getting more attention from China. So the players back on court.
In that case, you're right.
Jim Laubison and I are still having discussions about the amount of publicity that female athletes against male athletes have. I think we're going to discuss this over a cup of coffee later.
Can I get Morten back? it was much easier. We agreed on a lot more things. No, we were actually just talking about Thailand doing really well in general. Because they've had the same coaches, they had the same structure, they had the same people around them for that many years, and you see the product of that now.
Yeah,
both men and women.
Exactly. And we shouldn't forget about the men, because the men are doing very well.
Yeah, they are. Especially as Jung did.
Yeah.
I think he's a fabulous men's doubles player.
Pressurising Derek Wong, aren't they? I always think it must be very difficult for an athlete following in footsteps of parents. You always get that comparison, don't you? Which, you know, we've got several world-class badminton players at the moment. Tommy Sugiyato, son of Ichuk Sugiyato, former world champion. We've got Derek Wong. Kenichi Tago, whose mother was all-England finalist twice, world championship medalist.
Maria Røpke, Denmark.
Yeah. Lena Koven. It's difficult, isn't it, if you follow in the same sport? There's that inevitable comparison and therefore extra pressure, because people turn around and say to Derek Wong, "Oh, your father won the Southeast Asian Games back in 1983, you haven't won a medal yet," and all these comparisons that go on. It's tough. It's tough for him.
It must get bored.
Yeah.
More or less that. I don't think the pressure's not there. I think it's more or less the constantly being compared to what your parents did.
Yeah.
Instead of
you as an individual.
Yeah, exactly. And that must be irritating sometimes.
7-15.
goodness. What did I say about reading the game and intercepting?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
Just so quick.
And the timing on that, impeccable.
Okay. Right.
Good shot.
Sepisala 8-16.
Well worked.
Sepisala 17-8.
Brilliant.
The read is unbelievable.
18-8.
Yeah.
And you can just see the difference between top doubles players now and then a singles player. And of course, Christian Hansen does what he can do, but he's
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
You just can't go in there without practicing men's doubles anymore. These times where you saw a singles player go in and make a difference, that's over.
Yeah.
They will never get the rally going.
9-18. Sepisala
Unlucky.
19-9.
Unlucky.
Clever serve.
Point 9.
Aiming towards the left shoulder. And match points have arrived already.
Yeah, it's
Gone wrong. Yep, 21-9 the second game. And really in a different class to the Singapore pair.
Match won by Thailand 21-15, 21-9.
Yeah, a little out of his depth in the doubles. Derek Wong. 21-15, 21-9 the scoreline. And that's the third point for Thailand to ensure victory in the overall match. Felt it was a tall order for Derek Wong, having played singles. Whilst he does play men's doubles in some tournaments, he's, with all due respect, not reached the elite level as a world-class singles player. But his lack of experience in men's doubles was exposed and exploited today by Manipong Jongjit and Nipipon Puangpuapet. Yeah, look who they're attacking on all the time. Put pressure on Derek Wong. I didn't think Puangpuapet served particularly well today.
But I don't think Singapore was surprised in this result. They were going for that second men's doubles.
Yeah.
And then they would have had a chance in the singles.
Yeah, second men's doubles, of course, played second match. Yeah, and even Danny Krishnanta looking a little bit bewildered on court, and he was a fine men's doubles player. But if you're not used to playing with a particular partner, it does make a huge difference. So there, the winning rally. 21-15, 21-9. So as I was saying, that means that Thailand now leads Singapore 3-1. It's an unassailable lead. Just one more match to come, and that's the third singles. Supanyu Awi Hinasan for Thailand. No, who's that? Oh, little camera shy. Sean Lee will be representing Singapore. Singapore ladies. Yeah, they've got a women's doubles pair on at the moment. Now, who's that? That's the first women's doubles pair is on the adjoining court. Yeah. So 3-1. Just one more match to come, and it is the third men's singles. So there's confirmation of what's happened so far. The only point won by Singapore, Huang Chao, having survived a game point in the opening game against Tanornsak Samsung-Boonsak. Won on his third game point opportunity, and it was quite obvious that Tanornsak was struggling physically, and the doctor came on and he had to retire from the match. That's why there's only one game score there. Terrific second match was the second men's doubles. Saved 3 match points, Thailand pair, for winning. So here come the third singles players.
India, service judge Henrik Boas, Denmark.
So the public address announcing the players onto court. Supanyu Awi Hinsanon of Thailand. Up against Lee Kwon Ting, better known as Sean Lee. So both these men played yesterday. Of course, Thailand played against Nigeria. 5-love it was, that much. Nigeria being the sole African representatives at the Thomas Nuber Cup finals. And Singapore played against the #1 seeds, Indonesia. Lost 5-love. So Sean Lee lost to Simon Santoso in 2 games. Well, my goodness, I don't know if you saw that one, Jim. Very, very close in the second game, 22-20.
I was commentating on it, and he did really well.
So there is the 24-year-old Supanyu, born in Bangkok. One final he's been in. There we are, 24 years of age, 57 in the world rankings at the moment, has been as high as 41. That's in November, the end of last year. One final, and it happened to be here in India, the India Grand Prix.